Well, this is going to be a different video, and I want y'all to watch it all the way through, so stick around. This is going to be a very important video, and I believe it will help somebody, but also help me in a way as well. And I feel like it's important if I make this. And I'm sure you've read the title already, so you know what this is going to be about. This is going to be about what I've been through in my life, what kind of things I had to deal with the big things of depression, anxiety, and anger and hate. So many different things all in one in different situations when I was younger. And this is going to be something very deep, some things that I never really talk about and keep to myself, but I feel like this would help someone. So please stick around and just listen along. My name is Jasper, and this is my story. So, I'm going to get to some basic stuff first, things about me. Of course, my name is Jasper. I'm 19, and I am from Franklin, North Carolina, originally. That's my hometown, and I do plan on going back there in my future to do some things and finish things there. But as of now, I am currently a senior in high school, and I will be graduating here in a little less than 3 months. Actually, pretty much, yeah, just a little less than 3 months. And so what goals I have a lot on my mind right now, and there's just a lot swarming through, but I felt like if I'm going to do this YouTube thing, which is another thing I want to do, I need to put stuff out there to be more connected with my followers, and as well as game followers, but to get connected to them, new or older followers, it don't matter. Returning to, obviously, new viewers. And this is going to be a very deep topic. This is going to be a bit of a story about me, where I come from, what I had to deal with, and how I got through it. So when I lived in Franklin, I grew up there until I was about 14, and then I moved to where I am now, but I'm still not far from Franklin. And it's a bit of a better place than what Franklin is. It has its problems, but it is a better place than Franklin. But really, Franklin, the town, was not the problem. It was the people that I was growing up with. And there was a lot of good ones, but then as I got older and realized just what it was, and just how bad it was, because I was younger at the time, and when you're that young and you find out stuff so early, if you do understand it, it's just very hard to bear until you can finally get grasp to hold it. And then if you don't understand it, it's still stressful enough. So in Franklin, I lived with my mom, and now I know she's probably going to be watching this, as well as a bunch of other familiar people that know me. Me and her lived with this guy named Chris. And Chris, if you do happen to see this video, which you probably won't, but thank you. Thank you for making me a stronger man. Thank you for making me someone that I needed to be in life in order to continue living. 'Cause you almost killed me. And I'm not talking physically. I'm talking here. So, back to what I was saying before. I lived with her and Chris. Chris was this decent guy. I thought, hey, this guy's cool. Seems like everything's got going for him. He worked, had a very good job. I think he had his own company at that time. Can't fully remember. He built houses. He was a hard-working man, and he seemed to have good morals. But like most men, a lot of men have weaknesses and can fall to them. Stuff happened, and he lost his job. And then he had a battle in court for his kids, which I'm really connected with. Not as much as I used to be them, but I still know them and they still know me, and I try to talk to them every now and then, but I get so busy, and I'm sure they are too. But those three boys, and I know one of them will probably be watching this as well. And the three of you know who you are. Love y'all to death. You are still to this day like brothers to me. And just because I'm saying these things about what I'm going to be saying about your dad is something either you know already, have known, or haven't known before. At least what I found out. What I had to go through because of him. So, the thing is that when all those were happening, all those things were happening to him, he fell off. He came down. He started drinking, doing drugs, and it made him change in a way. And I saw something that I've never thought I'd seen before: an angry man taking his anger out on me. Because whether I annoyed him, whether it's because he just had nothing to do, he took a lot of things out on me, and he tried to call it discipline. And don't get me wrong, we went back and forth on getting along, but for the most part, it was really hard growing up around him. Because my real dad was always busy working and trying to get a place sorted for me. He just thought it would be a good idea to let me be with my mom for the next few years while things went down. And he didn't know. None of us knew. So nothing against my dad. And he put me there because it thought it'd be a good idea, because, you know, my mom has raised me before. There was a switch thing, and every time I was with my mom, things were good. And she had a much better boyfriend before Chris, and I wanted him to marry my mom because I saw him as a stepfather figure. Now, I love my dad a lot. He's the only dad, and I'm not going to replace him for any other. But he was such, basically, even though I saw him like a stepfather, I also saw him like my best friend. He was my best friend. I loved the dude to death. His name was Eddie. And he's currently having his own stuff going on right now that I can't talk about. But I still love him, and I made sure to get a message to him that he'd hear me say to him. And it's not verbal, it was pretty much a note, but digitally. So as it all went forward into life, I was about 10 years old when this all started happening, or I was about to be 11, still 10, but I was about to turn 11. That's when all this started, and for the next 3 years of almost 4 years possibly of my life, I had to go through different stages of battles, which would be back and forth. Me getting angry, having outbursts at school, and getting in trouble a lot. And it was due to the things I had at home. I was angry, I was sad, I was tired, not physically but mentally. And a lot of it had to do with verbal and physical abuse from Chris. He would cuss me out, say crazy shit, that I don't even want to talk about, that still, it doesn't scare me now, it just pisses me off. And he would slap me, punch me. He really scared me at that time. But as I progressed on through those few years, counting the days, the weeks, the months, to combine those years of what I had to go through, in the final stage, it was double trouble. School got worse. I went to a new school in Franklin that I thought was gonna turn out to be good. It looked hopeful. But then a week after my first week, things just went downhill and plummeted real fast. I got bullied by 6 or 7 kids every day of the time I was there. And at the same time, I had Chris to deal with. And then I felt this feeling, and it was nothing I never felt before. And I couldn't tell if it was good, and I couldn't tell if it was bad, but I could tell it was a little bit of good and probably a lot of bad. And it was this anger and hate and frustration that I've never felt. Sure, I was young at the time, but really, if I got mad about something, it was just probably a bit of a tantrum, or it was reasonable, but it was nothing compared to this. This kind of anger was like a killer. I didn't want any more abuse. I didn't want any more of my suffering to be lasting there at the place I was living in. So, and again, this isn't a diss on Franklin. This is a diss on the people I lived with there. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this now. Thank you, but also fuck you. Because you guys made me into what I am now. You better thank God that I'm in control of myself. But as I was saying, it progressed on and it built it up to the point where I planned on doing very, very horrible things. And I don't want to go into detail of what it was, but it would be something that would throw my life away, as well at the same time, lives would be taken. But I was hurt, and I didn't care. I just wanted it to stop. Little did I know, I would be throwing myself into the bloody cesspool of a life that is prison or something worse, because it would be something I was going to do all in one day. I couldn't help it anymore, and then one point a day at school, I remember his name, but I remember getting pissed at this fat boy that I thought I could call a friend when I was wrong. He said something that set me off. I got a pair of scissors and I came up to him and I was like, you see what I could do with these? And then he said something else, and then I flipped out. They had to escort him out before I could do something. Then I was going to get homeschooled. Because of my mistake and my frustration, I was stuck with Chris now. But really, my mom's intent was to keep me at school and then try to get me back in. That wouldn't help. And it was so painful, because I was thinking, no, I'm going to be stuck with him. Because that's all I could think of was forever with him until I'm old enough to get the hell out. And you know what? I didn't know if I could make it, because I thought I was going to end up throwing my life away because I killed the bastard. Or I killed myself. I didn't know if I would make it. But lo and behold, I prayed to God almost every night for something to help me. Thank God my dad showed up one day to visit me. He took me here to the place I'm at now. Not specifically in the neighborhood I'm in, but another part of the town or county I'm in. It really relieved me because I tried to first lie to him and tell him why I tried to convince him without telling him what was really going on about why I wanted to stay with him longer. But then I eventually broke down and told him everything that was going on. And sure, he was pissed, but he wasn't as pissed as I was, I can tell you that. And we planned what we had to do together. Thankfully, really, it wasn't just my dad. My older brother was there too. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I love both of them to death. I love my older brother and I love my dad, and I thank them so much for... But the both of them pretty much helped me get to where I am now. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys right now. I'm trying so hard not to cry right now, but the emotion is too much when I get into this kind of shit. And the day I went back to go get my stuff, it was a surprise. It was like, surprise, bitch, fuck you, I'm moving. And I did just that. While at the same time dealing one more physical altercation with Chris. He scared me because I wasn't really fighting back, and it was the last time I was going to be scared. I was about to do something awful. I about grabbed a piece of wood or something that was around me, and I was getting ready to beat him to death with it while he was holding on to me by my throat. And my mom got him off of me, and I didn't want to do it right in front of her, because if I did it, it would switch, and she would be a part of the problem, and I was going to attack her too. But I wouldn't do it enough to where it would do what, on the level that Chris was going to have. I left that day, never came back. I've been living here now since March of 2017 and go over to Franklin every now and then to visit. And there's some parts that I do miss that doesn't involve the bad. And a lot of those good memories are better than the bad, and they're just stuff that I need. And there's unfinished business there that I need, and there's just not just unfinished business, unfinished things, and it needs to be a livelihood. And I'm gonna go back there and live there and work on some things that I need to build back up and help my mom's side of the family with, because my mom, even though she made some mistakes along with Chris, she dealt with his torment too. And there was so many times where my mom was talking about moving away. I was like, please God, just move us away. But she just wouldn't go away from him. That devil of a person was keeping her there. But thankfully today, she has a different man. He's cool, but kind of unhinged. No diss against him, though. And, yeah. He's better than what Chris was. But I eventually found out all the things like that I never figured out until later, which was the drugs. I knew he was drinking. But the drugs, I never really found out till I got away. And that left an everlasting effect on me. So when I first came here, I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know who to be friends with. Sure, I played along, but most of the time I was angry, I was pissed, and I didn't care. I didn't give a fuck about school. I didn't give a fuck about my work. I was just there. One day, I about lost it again. Because it felt like, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now, I legit felt like I was demon possessed because of my anger and hate. And you know what? If I did have demons, I prayed for them to get out and go away. I told God to get them out of me. You know what? I felt better. I still do. And I feel like I have more control. But you know what? I don't think it's a demon. Because Christians don't have demons. I believe in God and I am saved. Even though I am as much as a sinner as everyone else. I am no better than you, whoever is watching. I'm no better than you, Christian or not. I have this side of me, and it's like a gift. It's like this power was allowed by God to be given to me, that I am my own monster. I'm not a demon, but I am my own beast. I'm my own beast, and not only I think this power is a gift, but it's also a test to see if I can control it well enough and not let it fuck me over. Because sure, I have this power to stand up for myself and for other people that I love and care about, but I can't get over the top with it and possibly throw my life away like all those years ago where I almost ended up doing that. I was 14 when I moved. That's when I moved. And I dealt with that for almost 4 years. That granted me to unlock doors that I never thought I could open. To be the monster that I hold in each and every day. Because you know what? I fake it till I make it, and I still go through stuff today. But you know what? It's nothing compared to the past that I have. And the past is the past. And you know what? I say thank you to my past. Thank you, Chris, for making me someone that I need to be. Because when you fell, you became the one thing that I'm fighting against now. You have fallen off. You are going through rough times that you got yourself through, and you're not looking like you're going to get out of it right now. But I haven't heard from you, and I don't want to hear from you. But I do know certain sources that you try to talk to my mom every now and then, and you know what? Stay the fuck away. And then thank you to the sons and bitches at that school I went to. And I'm gonna go on ahead and probably just give their names. Nick, Chance, Seth, Manoli. Who else? Robert. Who else? I forgot his name. Either it was John or Johnny or something. Big and fat. Yeah. Thank you, assholes. A lot. You made me a stronger person. And there are people that I didn't put in that were in that class with me. Because one of those people are dead. And he was a friend. Not the best friend, but he was a friend, and he's dead now. And those of you that still live in Franklin or near there will know what happened to him and what kind of accident he got involved in, but I will not say it due to privacy reasons. But thank you. Thank you for making me who I am. Because a part of you as well as Chris and you bastards have made me someone that I had to be to get through life and the tough times, because I am mentally scarred from a lot of you fuckers. And I'm also physically scarred from a lot of the shit I had to deal with. Under these clothes and the hair on this head cover some fucking scars, man. Some of y'all just don't know. But the moral to the story is this. You're gonna go through rough times, and I'm talking about anyone that has been in my situation or has gone through a rough time and is doing better to this day, or is currently going through something similar to me or something else. You are going to go through hard times, but you can make it. You gotta fight. You got to keep going. And then when there's an opportunity and you see a way, do not be afraid to take that and be able to get out, because that's what I did when my older brother and my dad came to get me from Franklin. I was so afraid to say something because I didn't know how to say it, but I said it all, and I am here where I am now, and I'm living a better life. Fight it and get out of it. You have to. Don't let life overcome you and beat you. You gotta beat life. Don't let life beat you. And I'm going to go on ahead and say the saying right now. Life is what you make of it. Make it your bitch. Not life make you its bitch. Make it your bitch. And I'm going to go on ahead and give a shout out before I get off here. A shout out to everyone in my family. Dad, I love you to death. I'm going to mention you first because you were there through the rough times and helped me out in the darkest times. I love you so much. You are a good father, and I would not trade you for any other father. You have gotten me through out of the darkest times of my life where I thought I was going to die mentally or physically. You saved me, and I thank God for that. My older brother, you haven't been the best example in my life, but now that you're a better man yourself, and I've always loved you the same. Thank you for being my brother. My mom, I love you a lot. You made your mistakes. But I still love you. You're my mom, and I would not trade you for another mom either. I have what I have, and I will not trade it. Because this is the life I have, and I'm not going to switch it out. And then my grandfather, and all the members of my family that I'm connected with. There's quite a decent amount of family members I don't like. I love them all the same, but I just don't like certain ones. And shout out to my friends. From some ones, not many from Franklin that are still connected with me, and to the ones that I'm here with now. Shout out to Maddie, Rachel, Josh. He doesn't like to go by his name, but Z. That's one of his little nicknames he wanted me to call him. I was going to say his real first name, but he doesn't want me to say his real first name. Thank you to everybody at my school that knows me and is connected with me. Terrence, a.k.a. Young Jax FB. You're a real one, dude. I love y'all to death. No homo and no weirdness to the guys and no weirdness to the ladies, but I love y'all to death. Y'all make me. The people that I connected to, y'all make me feel something that is good. The feelings that I have with no darkness and no sorrow and madness to cloud my fucking mind and heart. Those that I'm connected with. I didn't mention everybody because there's a lot of people there. Well, just a decent amount more left. If there was a lot, it'd be the whole school. The whole school doesn't know me. But some people do. And I'm connected with those people. And I've had to go through a lot of hardship afterwards. From hard relationships to other hard family times to backstabbing friends. But you guys that I am connected to that are like this to me, that we're like this, that we cannot be torn apart because I know that we got a good bond. Although I say that nothing can tear us apart, I have a feeling that life can throw something at us to try and tear us apart, and I really hope it doesn't happen because I don't want that. I don't want to lose my friendships with either of you. You guys are really good people. And I can't thank y'all enough, family and friend both. And to those that are struggling right now, whether I know you or not, you can do it. Just keep going. Keep looking for a way. Find a way. Because you will have obstacles and opponents. But you can find a weakness and slay them. No matter what. This was a very deep video to make, guys. I guess I'm going to end it here, but I will make a quick announcement that I will probably be making music. I don't know fully, but I have been doing some songs. I'm going to be working on them. I'm going to put those on a separate channel. But I thought I'd go on ahead and make this video because I feel like it needed to be said and made. I love all y'all, family and friends. Thank you. And thank you for the ones that have helped me and are still helping me today. There are just times where I can't do it without either of y'all. I'll see you guys in the next video. I have a little idea of what I'll do. It'll be the next little fun video, but I thought I'd make this just for the sake of helping somebody and myself. If you did enjoy this video, like, and please do subscribe and turn on those post notifications. And I'm glad that if you were able to stick through this entire video, thank you. It means a lot. Like, sub, all that. Social media links down below. And I'll see y'all later. Peace out. Take care and keep fighting.